when I was talking, and I thought about the title, the idea of the language of food, we all have a kind of internal language of food. So, I mean, for example, when people were asked, you can see hunger, boredom, misery, disappointment, all sorts, these were the words that came to mind when people were thinking of dieting. What is your own internal language of food, and what's that made up from? So what we used to do is grow a lot of our vegetables, and the family would always sit together at meal times. So in a sense, my language of food has always been fresh food. That I know what fresh food straight out of the garden tastes like, and it's so much nicer. And there was always a lot of conversation and socialization, round the table. But as I've worked with people, I've become incredibly aware that a lot of people don't have that. The set of emotional needs that I use, and this is very much to get perspective, because, if you're undereating or overeating and it's actually causing a serious health problem, or, various addictions, what we need is a different landscape to fulfill emotional needs. And I think that otherwise you're sort of dealing in a dry desert, really. Again, it's negative. You're telling people to stop, don't do that. Don't have emotional needs enmeshed, with your eating. And I don't think that's very helpful. It's got to be more positive. It's the significant problems we've created can't be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. Wherever you were in your life, for the people who've come here for personal reasons today, something or a set of events, a cascade of events, has taken you into that place where perhaps you're overeating, undereating, drinking, whatever. And you were doing what you thought was the best for your life. And I think one thing that when you're working with people, it's really important to respect that, and some of the, what I would call cascades of events that I've seen, I look at that in terms of my own life and I think, well, how would I actually have coped with that? Would I have been able to cope with that? It's tough. I mean, bear in mind that 10% of anorexics die. It's the highest death rate within, sort of diagnosed psychiatric illness.